is Amanda, and today I will be sharing with you my January wrap-up and my February TBR. So I hope you've had a great start of 2015 and that you've read some really great books. In January I read 3 books, which is not as much as I wanted to, but I really enjoyed the books I read. So I would really love to know what you read in January, and if you've read any of these books I will be talking about, please share in the comment section below, and let's get started. So the first book I read was a book for school, and it was Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, and I have some mixed feelings about this book because we are really plucking it apart in school, and that has made me actually enjoy it more, but I still don't like it that much. So Great Expectations follows an orphaned boy named Pip who is living with his sister and her husband. One day he is invited to play at the rich lady Miss Havisham's house, and shortly after that he is presented with a fortune and he moves to London. And let me say that I can appreciate it, but I didn't like it, if that makes sense. While I was reading, I thought it was kind of difficult and I thought it was boring, to be honest. But once I finished reading it, I look back upon it with appreciation for the story and the writing. But anyway, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. So the next book I picked up was The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz-Zafón, and this is a book about books basically, and I really enjoyed it. It follows a boy named Daniel, and his father takes him to the cemetery of forgotten books, where he can choose one book to bring home with him, and he chooses The Shadow of the Wind by an author called Julian Carax. As the story progresses, people become fairly interested in this book, and Daniel becomes a bit obsessed with finding out more about this author who was shot in Barcelona when he returned from Paris, but it came out more of a mystery than I had actually expected. But I must say I didn't mind that at all, because it just turned the story in a slightly different direction than I had expected. We get to follow really complex and amazing characters, and the story is just really complex. And don't even get me started on the writing. I mean, there are so many beautiful quotes in this book. I actually underlined them instead of sticky note them because the book would be full of sticky notes. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. So the last book I read this month was Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi, and this was a reread for me. I read it in Swedish years and years ago, and back then I didn't really enjoy it, and I liked it better this time, but I still had some issues with it. It follows a girl named Juliet, and her touch is lethal, and she don't know why, but she is locked up in this prison, and her family, they don't want to know about her, and she has been there for 2 years, 1 year, a very long time, and one day in comes a boy. And the story takes off from there, basically. Tahara Mafi's writing is really stunning and full of beautiful imagery, but I must say it sometimes just got too much. I think I would have enjoyed the writing a bit more if she would have been a bit more sparse with the imagery, to be honest, but that's just my personal opinion. But anyway, I really enjoyed the writing. I did not enjoy Juliet as a character as much though. I just thought she was kind of annoying and I didn't like her, basically. My favorite character though was Warner, because he is really mysterious and we don't get to know too much about him, which I really liked. I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars. So I did manage to start a 4th book, but I kind of got in a mini reading slump and I haven't been reading very much the last couple of weeks. And I started Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and I have read about 100 pages, and it takes me a really long time to get through this book because I find it a bit difficult, especially with the dialogue. I'm just not quite following always there, but I will be powering through this because so many people love this book and I need to see why. And I'm not saying anything about my opinion yet because I have only read 100 pages, like I said, so I can't wait to continue on with this book. So if we move on to my February TBR, I will of course be continuing with Pride and Prejudice, but I will also be reading The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson, and this I will be reading with a friend, and we will be reading 25 pages a day, I think, so I can't wait to read this book. This is the second book in the Mistborn trilogy, and I loved The Final Empire. It was an amazing book, so can't wait to continue on with the sequel. I have no idea what will happen in this book. Can't wait. And the last book I'm thinking about reading in February, I haven't decided quite yet, is Unravel Me by Tahar Mafi, the second book in the Shatter Me trilogy. And I want to continue on with the series. I did enjoy Shatter Me, and I want to see where the story is going. Basically, I want to know more about Warner and Adam and Juliet as well. I hope that this book is even better than Shatter Me, so I'm excited. That was all I had for you today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please tell me what you read in January in the comment section below. I would love to know. And like I said, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up because that would help me out a lot. Do not forget to subscribe, and I'll see all of you guys in my next video, so stay tuned. Bye!